All right, so it's Shiyu Defense reset time. Let's get in there. I saw this first one. Obviously, I can't see the seventh one until they let me see this one. But they've all been Ether and Ice all the way up to this. So let's go see Ether and Ice, which I find kind of funny. Yeah, so because there's a physical resistance, we're just going to bring Yishuan here. That's the wrong button.
What brings you here this time?
Yishuan. I've been swapping this off and putting it on Monado just because it's decent. 20 crit rate and high base stats is like not bad. So here's, I guess we'll show off the builds. I kind of showed it off a little, but not a full thing. These are the stats. The crit damage is kind of low. Crit chance is kind of eh. These are her skill ups. This is her gear. Basically, this needs crit damage and this needs crit damage, and I'll be fine after that.
What brings you here this time?
I am
next,
I've got your
man is iron, rice
bringing
is
you.
steel. I make a mean chitlins meal.
Again, as usual, he just needs 3,000 attack, and he's sorted.
Man is iron, rice is steel.
Where is?
Do you want me to?
Okay, so here, for those of you who, this is the first video I've made since I've gotten her. I have M6 Pulchra, finally. I pulled her off of a regular standard banner pull, with like the whatever. Just the standard pulls, not the... I haven't pulled since Lucio went away, and obviously I didn't get Lucio. I don't really feel like pulling for Idri. I keep calling her Idri because that's what I thought her name was, but now I know it's Yidari. Yeah, I don't really feel like pulling for Yidari. Her playstyle is just really boring to me. I don't know. I don't find anything interesting about her, so... We'll leave that, which kind of sucks because I don't like Yidari. I don't like, what's her name? Miyabi. Two very strong ice units. So my ice coverage is terrible because the only option I want to go for is Ellen, and Ellen is like way down on the tier list. I might make a tier list update video just talking about it at some point. But yeah, Ellen, despite her changes and buffs and all that, kind of fell off just because not that she got weaker, it's just that everyone else started like coming for her, her place getting stronger. So by comparison, she's just not as strong as the other ones still. Like even with the changes, it's kind of sad. So yeah, I don't know. I can go back and forth between her and Coleta, but I kind of like Coleta. She's a little more fun, a little more interactive to play. I don't know. I like playing with Coleta a little more. And I've tried both Coleta and Pulchra on the Deadly Assault, and Coleta gets me better numbers, so I'm assuming Coleta is still just better than Pulchra. Who's done? Because this bottom one doesn't have physical resistance, we're just going to bring in my other Aether damage dealer. So far, fortunately, I've had decent luck being able to, supplement ice coverage with just any other team. But yeah, I get a feeling in the future ice coverage might start to be a little more necessary. Not necessarily necessary, but helpful. Anyway, it's just good to have, units for everything. And I already have Lycone for whatever ice unit. Lycone is still pretty strong, so. I forgot to show off the Jane builds. I'll show them off right now. I actually don't like that it does this. I mean, nobody cares about my opinion on that, but it's just really annoying getting that dodge. Like, I don't use that to get a dodge in. I use that for very specific purposes. And the fact that it just gives you a free dodge is like kind of dumb. Or not, it's not a dodge. What's it called? Vital View or whatever.
Yin and Yang converge.
What's happening? I can't believe I have to double stun these guys. My damage numbers are way off, probably.
Cycle of yin and yang.
A minute and 10ish or whatever. That's interesting.
Sorry. I'll make it painless.
Do something! I'm running out of, I ran out of Vivian blooms because there was nothing to block.
Yep. Found your weakness.
I messed up. I anticipated it.
Now, you're the prey.
We're still gonna beat this on par, but the time could be better.
Let's make this quick.
Look at that swap. That's the only good thing. Like, if you time that right, it feels so cool hitting it. I forgot to use the Robin assist.
Hit him where it hurts. Don't get sloppy.
And we'll
Here's
just-
a taste of the
it's not gonna kill him, but
abyss. I'll make it painless.
but yeah. So for those of you who are paying attention, when you see Yuzuha while she's doing her aftershock attacks, while you're doing something with someone, whoever your main character is, while she's on the off field doing whatever. It happens sometimes. You'll catch it every now and then. It's hard to do it intentionally, but it's just nice when like you're doing something with Jane and you kind of like you're about to hit something and then you swap over, you hard swap over to Yuzuha. And she's right at that one time where she's doing some kind of heavy attack off field. You swap to her, she finishes that animation and gets the stun, and you go right back into Jane. I don't know, it just feels cool. I don't think it does anything super like complicated or useful. Not more useful than maybe just EX specialing. But just how fast it is. It's like you're doing something with Jane, you swap over to Yuzuha, and the moment you swap over to her, you trigger the chain attack, and you swap right back to Jane. It feels like you're doing something complicated, but you're really not. I'm gonna be kind of annoyed if this is... Yeah, it's the same weaknesses. Does it look the same teams too? The pictures look the same. I'm not gonna... Let me see. Okay, so it's these two. Oh no, they're different. There we go. Something changed. I don't know what changed there, but yeah. Okay, we're gonna try... Actually, I can't. Okay, we're gonna try something a little bit silly. So we can't use Aether Veil, so we've lost this whole second half. Ether damage increases by whatever, so we lost this part too. Yeah, I don't know why. Interesting. Anyway. So I'm gonna try. Well, I can't try as Monado because he doesn't have a weapon. Never mind. Ice and fire. I guess we'll just try. I don't think this is gonna work because she's not that strong. What do you guys think? Should we do something like this? I think I'm gonna take an L on this one, if I'm being honest. I might just have to brute force it with something like with Jane anyway, but we're gonna try this to see if the fire bonus does anything helpful. Let's see.
Do you want me?
Get going.
I have to make sure. So you can see the builds here. Lucy doesn't need anything other than making sure she hits 2,000 attack, all her skills or whatever. She doesn't really do anything on her own. She's got the right weapon and the right set. Okay. This is Pulchra. Kind of just basic stunner. Run 2-piece and 2-piece. The only thing different that I run is actually running on an energy regen 6 stat here. just to get that extra energy. So she has her EX special up more often, which means you get more EX specials, and the King of the Summit is active longer because it doesn't do you any good if it takes, you know, if you can EX special maybe once every 15 seconds, once every 20 seconds, it's good. If you can't, I mean, what good is a 30% crit damage boost if you can only EX special once every, like, you know, half a minute or whatever. So yeah, just that's kind of the way I look at it. Her stunning isn't really super necessary, and her EX special or her ult does a lot of stunning anyway. This is my build. You can see I'm missing a lot of crit damage, like a lot of crit damage. I usually run her on this weapon because it's got, like, this gives you 3.5 times 8, stacking up to 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. Half is, so 28. That's it. 28% attack buff. Which is like, you know, whatever. Plus all this other attack, it's not useful. This has a higher base attack, which is better for weapons to have a higher base attack. She'll end up probably with more attack anyway. Actually, let's compare her attack stat here. So she has 3265. It's not going to be the same because the 30% is so big. Well, there you go. See, look, I think it's even higher. 3265. So we're down by like 7, or no, we're down by what, 5 or 6? Anyway, the point being is the attack isn't so bad, but we're like patching up this crit damage by a huge amount, which is the main thing she needs. So that's why I run it on her whenever I can. Her gear isn't great, but it's also not terrible. Like, this is pretty good. This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. This is pretty good. This is kind of eh. And this is an eh. But yeah, so this is, like I said, she's just not very good, unfortunately. So this is the team we're going here, up here. So we're going to try that. If it doesn't work, I'm probably just going to either brute force it. Well, I can't brute force it with Sam because it's electric resistance, but I'll probably just brute force it with Jane. I think she can do it, but we're just going to try this out anyway.
Good day.
I can help you ward off misfortune and disaster.
I've got you.
Man is iron.
And Kaleda.
Let me pack some food.
Ready and
Hey, don't look down on me.
Where am I looking here? Top row, we're taking you. Bottom row, we're taking you. Okay, let's see what happens. Lucy also helps patch up your energy problems because she also gives out energy on her ult. We're fighting this guy.
let's make this quick.
I hate this guy so much. He just rolls around and wastes my time.
Obliterate form and spirit. For faith is sealed.
I'm not sure who next. For right now, my main priority is
Don't get careless.
getting Jane another merge in terms of, like,
Cycle.
because there's two priorities, right? There's who do you want to get merges on? Oh.
Don't blink. You'll miss me bashing you into the ground.
Time is right. Break up
I'm gonna ult him.
An opening.
I messed up. I don't have pandas. Oh, I do.
Cycle of yin and yang.
If you can manage to keep panda's buffs up the entire time, it's better to actually just do double chain attacks. Oops, I thought I had energy. To do with Kaleda, because Kaleda's what's it called? scrubbing out pretty hard this match. No! What have I done? That's fine. I don't really care. The only chain attack you absolutely never want to do is Pan Yinha's chain attack, because it takes forever and does nothing. Like it's such a huge waste of time. So even with the buffs, I'm struggling here, which goes to show you how much of a hard time Soldier 11's gonna have on the next one. Let's see how she does anyway. Not struggling. I still, still pretty handily, but still, like I said, it's just because the buffs are so specific to the buffs that Yi Dari gets and Lucia gets that it's like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, I did that was the wrong button there. He's got to stand. I like this boss. I fought this boss somewhere before. I don't know where though, but I like him. I don't know what's going on though. I think this would be a lot better if I was using Jane. As you can see, my gameplay with is not really up to snuff. I don't use Soldier 11 enough to really be proficient with it. Come on.
Let's go. Breakdown.
Reporting fire.
Now I'm serious.
Just strike. Open fire. Be ready.
Take that, weakling. You're nothing but prey.
So with Lucy, I don't know if this is how common knowledge it is, but with Lucy, when you activate her ult, what's going on? What are you doing? When you activate her ult, you want to activate her EX special before, because the ult takes forever to actually land. But if you EX special, it'll trigger the quick assist, which means you get out of there sooner rather than later. I feel like I kind of should have known that she would do this, but my brain was like, she's not gonna have a whatever phase for some reason. Or she, I call it a she, but it's probably, I don't, who knows if it's a she or not. I also get hit a lot because she doesn't have as many iframes as newer units. She's a Gen 1 unit, so she doesn't have a lot of iframes. Like I said, it's 100% just a skill issue, but it's funny that like I really just constantly taking damage with Soldier 11. As you can see, like I'm trying my hardest here, and there's a lot of hits that I do that don't have the the fire on them, because again I'm super lazy to like properly make sure timing all these hits. But like, my gosh. That phase took way too long.
I'll take over. Stay focused. Perfect shot. Make it fun for me.
What am I doing? I don't even know. I might try this again with Soldier 11, but I just remember that I also have what's her name? I also have a Trigger, and Trigger's not doing anything right now. Well, I guess I can't use Trigger. Never mind. I was thinking like I could just use Trigger. Come on, stun. Yeah, I already missed the S rank up there. I'm actually curious to see how. It's gonna take forever. I'm only halfway ahead on the health bar. Look at how little damage I'm doing. It's ridiculous.
Flames, obey me.
There's no way I could do worse with Jane. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Let's just go. It wasn't really worth the time. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody could tell me, is it mainly just the skill issue with Soldier 11, or is she really that kind of lackluster? Like, again, my stats aren't amazing, but still, it's like it's got to be better than nothing.
Ready and waiting.
Let's just try this. I'm pretty sure I'll get better results this way. I'm curious to see how Minato does, but I can't use Minato and Yishuan at the same time, so I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. What I can do with that.
I am the I can
If anything, I'll just use Minato on the top one and see how he does.
I would
Uh,
never turn down the please.
we'll see.
Lead the way, Lord Phaethon.
Do you want
Let's go here.
Got a new ghost story to let's go. You won't be bored.
Actually, yeah, let's just bring Minato up here because I want to see.
You want me to wear this?
Wait, save and exit.
Did you get in
Aether. And then,
trouble
well,
this
see, if I bring Minato, we're missing the Aether damage bonus here. You said save and exit! You lied to me!
Ready and waiting.
wanna be my.
Alright, let's see. Where am I going?
Got your. What brings you?
Lies!
Vivian,
Use it. Come
I am the I can.
where are we going? Come on.
on. Gotta change this to this. Hopefully everybody's. Oh, I should have showed off earlier her build, but here's
Which alias should I use this time?
here's her stats. Here's her discs. Her weapon. Her discs. Her weapon. These are her stats. Her skills don't really matter. I mean, it's like, you know, whatever. Her stats, and then her stats. Her disc set. Mainly just want to hit attack percentage, so you hit the 3,000 mark for her buffs.
Got a new ghost story to share?
Yeah, let's try this out, I guess. We're really going uphill on a lot of these. But, like, you know what I mean? Even with fire weakness, Poker giving out a 30% damage boost, Lucy giving out 600 attack, 10% crit damage, plus 18% from her set, plus 30% crit damage boost from Pokra, and running Sambi's weapon. Like, Soldier 11, I can't do it. I don't know what's up with that, but said it's probably just me.
Let's make this quick.
Oh, this is going way better than last time already. Except for that. Yeah, if you can manage to keep up Panda's buff for the entire like stun duration, the ideal candidate for initiating all your chain attacks should be Coleta, because she gives you that
Don't blink! You'll miss me bashing you into the ground!
chain attack damage boost, which is just way better than anything else. And it can stack twice. Now you can get away with, you know, just one. It doesn't really matter.
Inadequate. Good work. Concentrate. Strength and finesse.
This is going a lot better than the first time already.
Cycle of yin and yang.
I'm just not as used to fighting this guy as most other bosses. Like I said, he comes up every now and then.
Don't let your guard down. What a nuisance. Reality and illusion. Obliterate form and spirit. Relate your fate
Is he dead?
is sealed.
Yeah. What timing was that? A little better. I shaved off like 10 seconds. Not significantly better. Not enough to really care. Alright, let's do this. Let's see if Jane can have a better... Like I said, I think Jane will be good here. Plenty of dodging opportunities. And blocking opportunities.
Okay. Let's make this quick. Found your weakness. Here's a taste of the abyss.
Oh, I'm supposed to save these for my asthma.
Don't be nervous.
That's fine. Ah, and she does it right, or he or she, whatever, I don't know what it is. Just ult. We're wasting balloons because this gives you 5 for 5. But, you know, whatever. Not that big a deal. See, look at that. I don't know. I like it. It's cool. So it's not that big a deal, but I think it's neat.
The final act begins now.
Already we're on way better pace than last time, I think.
Don't get sloppy.
Oh, another one? What do you mean?
No escape. Find your weakness.
Don't get scared, no. I got fire. Who dares
I'm gonna have to waste the feathers again.
Okay. Let's make this quick. Now,
Oh.
you're the prey. Careful. I bite. I know what lurks in the darkness.
And, man, I think we cut it close. We're, like, barely making it through. How long does it take overall? So, fortunately, Jane Doe, Vivian can still brute force things. 4:45, I think, what, 5 minutes is the max? You have to do 2.5. You have 2.5 and 2.5 for each run. That's crazy. Let's go see what we had over here. What's this side was what? Fire and ice? This side was fire and ice, and this side was aether. So that's interesting. Like ideally, these would also be helpful. Like these are kind of more not tailored for it, but a little bit would be a little more helpful for what's his name? Manato, because of the fire weakness. They're like, oh, we'll just throw him a bone with the fire weakness. But the fact that there's none of these buffs help Manato over here is also kind of bad. Like this one here, we're skating through on the fact that aether damage is boosted 15%. But we're not getting anything from this right here, so that is what it is. What I'm assuming is they probably assumed you pulled for Lucia and Yidari, so Yidari maybe is on this side here, and then you run her with Pan Yinha, and then on this side you run Manato with Lucia if you got both of them, right? That's kind of my thought process is on what their thought process is. So we went over on the Jane Doe team, but fortunately we can still brute force it through just a little bit. The fact that Yishuan is so strong, though, I will say Yishuan is she's not falling off, but she's definitely. I should have, if I wanted Yishuan to stay above the power curve comfortably. Like right now, she's above the power curve, right? There's an imaginary line, if you can imagine. Like there's a line that's like, here is where you have to be to get all your rewards every week, right? Or every 2 weeks or whatever, whenever the resets come. You have to be at this level. Anything under, and you're missing a few because maybe you can't, A rank this. You can't, here maybe you can't 6-star deadly assault, whatever. So imagine this is the line. Right now, Yishuan is probably like right here above the line, but it's not comfortable because you can see where it is. Obviously, when Miyabi came out a long time ago, she was like way up here, like off the top of the screen, right? She was like way up there. Now she's kind of fallen down. She's like she's probably right here where the cursor's at now, at this level of power. She's still a lot stronger than most things in the game, but everything's kind of balancing around her to kind of bring her down a little bit. But yeah, Yishuan's kind of like she can see the bar kind of coming close, and if I had pulled Lucia, I probably wouldn't have put her up to Miyabi level, but it a more comfortable margin away from the level. So I don't know. That's just an observation for me. I'm starting to feel Yishuan not falling short necessarily, but
I can help you ward
she's
off
almost
disaster.
I can feel things catching up to her, and I don't feel like I'm just stomping over stuff as much as I used to when she first came out. Let's come over here. Like Deadly Assault is another good example. Like I'm barely hitting 22. I'm 2,000 over the bar for 3-starring this one. Now, granted, the buffs aren't necessarily in her favor because there's no it's still good that she's hitting 22, 2,000 over, almost 3,000 over. When the enemy doesn't have any of her weaknesses, and this buff, she's only getting half of the buff out of it, right? So, like I said, she's doing good for where she's at, but like I said, you can see the bar kind of inching closer to her. Like with this, she didn't do very much better than she did against Miasma Priest. And now maybe that's a skill issue. You guys can let me know if maybe I'm just not performing as good as I should be on Miasma Priest. But the fact that there's no bonuses here for her, and she's still doing this good, I'm still, I'm okay with where she's at. Her performance is at. But yeah, it's just something to keep in mind is that I think missing Lucy. Again, not that it was my fault necessarily, but I guess it was my fault because I went for Vivian, but whatever. Not getting Lucia on the banner. Again, this isn't necessarily hurting her. Now you can go for Jufufu, but I don't like Jufufu. First of all, I don't like her playstyle. She's really boring. I don't know. I don't like her. That's basically the bottom line. So that's really why I'm not going to pull for her. Lucia would have been a little better. So bottom line is, until either Lucia comes back or something else comes back, I'm probably not going to be pulling for anything else. I think, well, I'm not pulling for this banner. I think the next banner coming is that new stunner, and I think Ellen's coming with her, so I have to make a decision to either summon for that new stunner or go for Ellen. The thing with that new stunner, though, is she scales off of crit damage, which means you're not forced to, but it's a really good idea to summon for her weapon, because it's, I think, again, this isn't confirmed until it actually gets released, but from some of the leaks and whatever we have, the weapon has crit damage in the main stat, so kind of like, what's her name? Like Trigger, there's no other weapon out there that has crit damage in the main stat, so you kind of want, for at least for stunners, I mean, you might just take another weapon off of someone else, but if you want her, and you want her to perform decently, it might be a good idea to to do that. To pull for her weapon. So if you're going to pull for her, I'd recommend pulling for her and her weapon. If not, I mean, just pulling for her, probably just good enough. Me personally, I want to maximize the numbers on a unit like that. One of the reasons I liked pulling Vivian, like a lot of these, like I liked pulling Yuzuha because I knew I didn't need her weapon. This weapon does just as good, if not better. And the fact that you're going to lose 50-50s throughout the whatever, and you're probably going to pull some more of these, is only going to make this thing better over time. Vivian was another reason I pulled for her, because she'd need her weapon. Who else? That's basically it. Everyone else has kind of needed it. Can she run with this? Sure, but the crit damage is too hard to pass up on her. Trigger kind of needed her weapon. Jane kind of doesn't. Apparently now, we're starting to realize that based on calculations, that Weeping Cradle is probably better on Jane anyway. So that was kind of a fat rip. But because Jane's my favorite, I pull for Jane regardless. So that's kind of why I went with weapon for her. And then Yishuan, being a new unit, none of the weapons really fit her, and I kind of knew her weapon would be decent going forward, which it kind of is. Again, it's decent on him because his weapon gives him like 15% fire damage plus 15% crit chance, scaling up to 24 and 24, I think, which you get at max ranked, which I don't even have one copy of it. Anyway, the point being that getting it up there, if I were to get it up there, Yishuan's weapon's only like, what, 5%? 4% lower crit chance because it gives out a 20% base than his weapon. We're missing the 20% or so fire damage, but that's okay considering we make up for it a little bit with 5% HP and a higher base attack. So again, I'm pretty sure his weapon max is better, but the fact that I didn't summon for any weapons on that banner means I don't have it at all. So her weapon's decent, you know. If anything, I only would have probably pulled like one or two of his weapons, and I think hers outscales his weapon. So unless you get his weapon all the way up to max rank, hers is still probably better. And against Yidari, if I wanted Yidari, this weapon would still be pretty decent on her as well, right? The crit chance and the HP scaling. Not great. Her weapon, again, you gotta kind of have to compare it to her weapon here. Let's take a look at this, right? If I wanted Yidari, these stats are the same. We get 20% crit chance, but here you have to, her HP has to go below 50 to get 20%. However, hers is different because she gets what? 3 times this, 18% ice shear damage, which, again, you're missing 18% extra damage. I think, to me, if I wanted Yidari, I would not complain about having Yishuan's weapon, because, again, the crit chance is the same on both. The stats are the same on both. The only difference is we're missing out 18% sheer damage, which is like, you know, whatever. It's marginal. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a discussion on pulling and realizing value. So again, if I'm pulling for the lady that's coming up next, the new stunner or whatever, I feel like you kind of have to commit to her weapon. If I go for Ellen, I think I could probably get by with what's her name, Sambi's weapon, but that's, you know, that's a calculation to make separately. Anyway, that's it for today. I don't know why I'm taking a picture of that guy. I'll see you guys in the next video.